Good morning, welcome to Coffee and Cards. How are you today? I hope you're well. It's a dull day outside, but it's very warm and close. So I think it's going to be a nice day. I haven't been far yet, and I hope this all finds you well. Let me just check I'm live on my page, make sure I'm in the right place. So if I'm looking this way, it's just because I've got my laptop next to me. Here we go, hooray. I'll just wait for see if you hop on. Here we go. Yeah, I can definitely see you. Good news, good news. Right, anyway, today I decided it was time to dive into our new mini catalogue. We've got the autumn winter catalogue. It's been renamed the mini. So we have two minis each year now. We have one in the spring, summer, and we have one in the autumn, winter. So this is like the August to December autumn, winter catalogue. Hi, Helen. Good morning. Good morning, Hilary. Hope you're all really well and enjoying your summer. Oh, I will grab the catalogue. I have it right next to me. I know you've all got yours. I sent all the ones out that requested. So I have got this new one. As you can see, mine is very thumbed and dog-eared and has lots of post-its in and everything else. So we're going to be working out this one today. Good morning, Joe. Hope you're well. I saw your little post. Yay, thank you. Hubby's just leaving. He was in here using the other computer for a few minutes. Good morning, Claire. Hope you're all well. So yeah, whilst it all has all this like Christmassy stuff, don't worry. It's not about Christmas today, although it will be coming at some point. This one is just some beautiful things in here that we're going to be doing today. Hello, Emma. Good morning. Morning, Kathy. How are you? What time is it with you? I can't remember. I don't know. Right. Anyway, this morning we're going to be using the beautiful Autumn Suite, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I will not hesitate anymore, and I'll flip the camera over so that you can see. I've got the catalogue open, so I'll just show you what we're using quickly before we start. Here we go. So hold on to your hats. Ooh, there we are. And as if by magic, I'm going to pop you in my tripod whilst you look at the catalogue. And it's 5:10. You are such an early bird. And you're doing well. I'm glad you're well. That's good news. Goodness, Kathy, you are an early bird. Good morning, Carol. Carol's just around the corner from me. It's a little bit different. Lovely. I'm so glad that you have joined me. I love this beautiful Autumn Suite. I don't know if you remember when I unboxed my order and I had just a few bits in it, and this is the one massive suite that I ordered all of it. I just love this so much. I've got my little bookmark in there. I'm going to show you what is in the suite that we're going to use today. So don't forget to use your catalogue as an ideas book. So if you fall in love with something and you order it and it comes and you think, oh, actually, I do love it, but I don't know what to do with it, refer back to your catalogue because there's loads of samples made. And they're not just to make you buy it. They are there to help you. So look at these beautiful, lovely projects that they've made. And there's like a picture frame there. Gorgeous. So in the suite, we've got the papers. The designer series papers are stunning, and this is what I'm focusing on today. They're 12 by 12 double-sided pack of papers. They're really gorgeous. And then we've got the stamp and punch bundle. I'll show you a closer up view of. We've got the brushed metallic cardstock in bronze, copper and gold. I'm not using those today, but I'm going to use those later in the week. We've got the acorn trinkets. These are just beautiful with a copper finish. And we've got the metallic and basket weave combo ribbon. Morning, Nanette. You can never get up early in the UK, but you can where you are. It's funny how we change, isn't it? Oh, I'm so glad you joined us, Nanette. And then if you turn over on the other side, it shows you a closer image of all the stamps in the set and the punches. So the punches punch out all the stamped images, and they also punch out some of the pattern papers as well. And it gives you more ideas, more project ideas. So that is called the Beautiful Autumn Bundle or the Gilded Autumn Suite if you like it all. And it's on page 45 of the August to December 2020 mini catalogue. So I'm going to move it out of the way. I do like that we have two catalogues running concurrently now instead of this stop-start with the mini ones in between. It means you've got more choice. So on your wish list, I'm not surprised. It was one of my first choices. I just love it. So, and you know me, I'm a sucker for a punch. Look at this, isn't it lovely? I opened them this morning. How lovely it is to open new punches. They come in a pack of 3, the autumn punch pack. So you've got, oh, we did look at these before, didn't we? An acorn, didn't we say it was a maple leaf and an oak leaf? And then you've got the images to stamp and cut out. And some gorgeous sentiments that will go alongside that. I'm just going to pop those to the side so we can have a look at the papers, because that's what we're going to be using. Oh, I love these. I love these. So these are the, I won't get these out. These are the foiled sheets. So you get the copper and the bronze and the gold. And I'm going to pop those to the side. But they come in the suite as well. You get these gorgeous, we're using these today. These are proper heavy. These are not, these feel really expensive even though they're not. These are the gorgeous little acorn trinkets. They're like a antique finish. You can hear, can't you, how heavy they are? So that's those that come with it. And then, excuse my arm, we have the ribbon combination as well. And I'm going to be using this today. And it's a metallic ribbon, which is quite substantial. And then this mint macaron basket weave. They come together as a combo. So we're going to be using, I can see me using this all year round. It's so lovely. Right, okay, so these are the papers, and I have dived into these to make my sample, but it's the first time I've used them. I don't know, it's just beautiful. So these are foiled. Can you see? I think I've shown you these before when I bought them. So all those little leaves that punches are, punch out these. The acorn, the maple and the oak leaf, they all get punched out. So they've got one side that is colours. Oh, have you seen the acorns made into earrings? That's genius. Now you've got me going. My brain's gonna, with all the different things you can do. So I have been into these. So as you see, one side is metallic, got some metallic highlights, and the other side is patterned. So how beautiful is that? And the colours in these, if you'd like to know, is printed on the pack, but it's Cajun Craze, Mint Macaron, Crumb Cake and Early Espresso. So beautiful, aren't they? And then there's this one that we decided was a pine cone. Do you remember? I got a bit confused. And it's that, so you can punch all of those out as well. So you don't just have to punch out the metallic ones, you can punch all of those. There's this beautiful stripe. I don't know, I can see that made for a box. This one is so beautiful. And they're quite hefty papers too, so I think they'd work well on top of a box or something. There's like a dog tooth one there. And there's that one. This one that I'm definitely going to be using later this week is the pumpkins. Aren't they beautiful? So yeah, that's the other side of the pumpkin one. It's like a ink splatter with crumb cake and early espresso splatters. And then back to where we started. And these are the ones I've cut up this morning to use. And this one as well. So it depends on what you do with your papers. I use my papers for so many different things. So I use them to make cards. So I'll use them as a layer. And if you use a sheet to make a layer, you can get 6 from each sheet of paper, because you just need to cut it at 10 centimetres and cut it in half, and then you have 6. But you can use it for scrapbook pages, obviously. You can use it for boxes and all sorts of things. So yeah, you get a lot for your money with those papers. Right, so I'm going to move them out of the way just for a minute. I'm going to keep this one, because I need that one. So what do you think? Do you all love these? I absolutely love them. I absolutely love them. Hi, Nikki. How are you? Hope you're well. I'm just going to grab my coffee. I got my coffee in my... I can't It's got Mickey on it and my initial. Obviously, it's got Mickey. Have you all got a cuppa this morning? Got to have your coffee, haven't you, with your coffee and cards? Let me know what you're drinking. A bit desperate for my coffee. They are gorgeous, Helen. They're beautiful. I really, really love these papers. So, okay. Oh, I am tempted to get stuck in doing Christmas projects, and it will come soon. Usually, see, the Christmas catalogue is released at the beginning of August, and I normally come back from our holiday or something, and then I usually have my birthday at the end of the month, and then I'll start doing Christmas projects. Because, you know, it's never too early, but I always feel a bit more comfortable then. But I think I'm going to be starting soon. Right, okay. So I'm going to get started on this one first. Have a bit of fun. So let's move this piece of paper out of my way. So I've looked at these designer series papers, and this is very vanilla, I believe, rather than white. This is white. This, I think, is vanilla, this background. So I've chosen my card base in thick, very vanilla cardstock. So it's my usual standard card size, which is a piece of A4, and I've cut it in half at 14.9, and I've scored it in half at 10.5 centimetres. Okay, so that's the general size that I like to make. On my first layer, I've picked out one of the colours. I've picked out the Cajun Craze here in cardstock, and I've made it half centimetre smaller all the way around. So I've cut it at 10 by 14.3. And then I've taken the piece of designer series paper and just taken half a centimetre off it again. So that's 9.5 by 13.8. And that's literally simple construction of that part of my card. And then I think we're going to have a bit of fun with punching. So I've already been and done some of this. You can see I've been nibbling into it this morning, and I've punched some of them out, so I'll grab some of them, but I'll need to do some more and show you how that punches out nicely. So can you see how pretty they are? And all punched out. Lovely. So there's two different colours of metallics on here, and it looks like copper and gold of each leaf. So I've just cut a couple out of each leaf. I could see in the light, I could see what I've done. So I've got an acorn, and I've got a maple, and I've got an oak, and then I need to cut a couple more out, and I'll just see how many I need when I build my card together. So I'll bring the punches back in, and I'm going to show you a little tip for punching out tiny punches in your paper without cutting into everything else. Aren't they gorgeous? They are gorgeous. So I don't want to waste my paper, but I want to get to the punch that I want. So if I want, say I wanted this little acorn here, I'm going to cut it out, which, yeah, that's quite a normal thing to do. Like that. But you'll find then, when you get your punch, it's quite difficult to do sometimes, to pop it in and hold it, because it just wobbles about, you see. So I've got a bit of Post-it note. I've got one on a reel. You can use any Post-it note you've got with a bit of sticky on it though. So I've got a bit of Post-it note, and I'm going to stick it on there like that. So I've got a handle now on my piece that I want to punch out. I'm popping it in, so I've still got my punch upside down and I can see what I'm punching. So just line it up and punch the whole thing out like so. And then that goes in the bin. And then you can peel off that bit of Post-it note. And there, it's made it lots easier to be able to punch out a tiny piece. So I've got one like that, and then I need another one. So I'm going to take this one. And do the same. And have great fun punching them out. It was a tip I learned from someone else years ago, Joe. It's just, you know, watching other people, but it works. So just pop it in. And out it pops. Oh, that one flew. Top tip today. That one flew across the room. Watch you don't lose your pieces. My lights are not on. I'm just going to pop them on because it feels quite dark to me. I hope that helps. Right, so I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 1, 2, 3. I think I'm going to do a few more because I think I need quite a lot for this one. So let's just cut them out quickly. So I've got 3 of those, 3 of those. I don't think it really matters. It's going to be a mixture anyway. So has anybody been doing any crafting or creating lately? Get the right punch for the right one, eh? I'd love to know if you've been up to any making. I know Carol's been knitting socks. I know she has. Oop. That's now stuck in there, but you just move it with a piece. Get it out like that. There we are. And then if it gets a bit like that, you just get a new bit. There we are. You're going to make some swap cards, Kathy. Who are you swapping with? That sounds fun. Good morning, Mum. How are you? Hope you're okay. Oh, you know what? I am not surprised Linda loved her socks, Carol. Carol is the best sock maker. She makes such warm, cosy socks. She knits them from really lovely sock wool, and they are so soft and cosy. You've been stroking your traveller's notebook. Excellent, Helen. I love that. I have been printing out, I have a little photo printer, and I've been printing out some tiny little photos to go in my traveller's notebook of a trip that we took to Brighton the other day. Good morning, Sylvia. How are you? Are you well? It's a stars. Oh, with Dawn. She's amazing. That sounds so exciting, Kathy, that you're making swaps for that team swap. How fun. That sounds great. Swaps are great, aren't they? Because you get to the fun of making a swap and sending it, but then you get all that joy of receiving lots of inspiration and ideas and something beautiful in the post. How are you, Claire? I'm not sure if I said hello properly. So let's see what I've got. One of those, 1, 2, 3 of those, 1, 2, 3 of those. So I need another maple leaf. So yes, Helen, I've been printing out my little photographs, and then I'm just going to stick them in with washi tape and write. That's it. I'm just going for it. Yeah, the inspiration is the best. I have a swap box. I'll get it out one day with all the inspirational swaps I've got. You know, I keep a few of them. Ones I think that's genius idea, and I pop it in a little box so that I can think about it and maybe case it or change it up or whatever. It's a great way of getting inspiration. Okay, so I've got quite a few. I could bore you all day, but I think that's enough. Let's move those and the punches out of the way, and we'll put our card together. So here we go. Now I've got a scrap of, I keep all my scraps. I've got a scrap of very vanilla cardstock. You've got a right shadow, haven't you? Sorry, ladies, I'm not sure what to do about that. I think since the seasons are changing, I might have to move around my craft room again. Because unless I put the light on and we get straight over it and we get a glare, I'm not sure. Okay, so we need the stamps. So I decided for this one to put this one. Yeah, my heart is grateful for you, which I think is a lovely sentiment. And I think it would be lovely for anyone. Okay, my heart is grateful for you. Now, interestingly, I could not find anywhere my Cajun Craze ink pad. Now, all my ink pads are stacked together, so I have no idea what's happened to that one. So I have pulled out Cinnamon Cider instead, which is one of our new in colours, and I felt it would coordinate quite nicely. So I've gone for that, and let's hope. My heart is grateful for you. And I'm just literally going to ink up these photopolymer stamps. I'm literally going to ink it up and stamp it down. The inspiration is the best. So there, I think that's not a bad coordination to save the day. So I'll have to have another look, but my ink pads, I don't put them anywhere. They just stay in my stack. So I imagine it will be a new one will be required. It was very old, so that might be where it's gone though. It might have had its day. It was very, very old. My heart is grateful for you. So this is the everyday, I can't speak, everyday label punch. Very useful punch. So I thought today was all about the punches. I'd use a punch to punch it out. You don't have to. You can just cut it out. If you have dies, you could use those. But if you don't, you can just cut a rectangle out. It would be perfectly fine. And that's going to go on the front of here like that. Okay, next things next is the ribbon. Let's bring the ribbons in, because I need to put the ribbon on before I stick down the layers. So yeah, I think this would be a lovely card for, I've got a friend who's been, kept in contact over lockdown, every week in contact, and it's so lovely. Someone's thinking of you, just to keep that connection going. And I think this card would be perfect for her. I think it would be perfect for anybody who's been kind like that. Somebody is playing very loud music. I don't know who it is. Outside. This is very strange. Okay, so I'm just going to do it like that. And then I think I'm going to take the other one. Let's move this one. And put this over the top. See what that looks like. I quite like that. And decide how it's going to go on my card. I might not do that. I'm still thinking. Can you hear the cogs? Rusty brain. My heart is grateful for you. It does look pretty though, doesn't it? I'm going to go for that. I really like it. So I'm just going to cut the other end. So, who has ordered their paper pumpkin kit? Have any of you ordered the paper pumpkin? It's a brand new kit available in the UK. Paper pumpkin, if you don't know, is a card kit subscription that is available in North America. We don't get it over here in Europe. It's literally just in North America. But very, very occasionally we get one. Stampin' Up! Release a global one. And we have got this one. And it's a box of sunshine and it looks so beautiful. And this little kit is very reasonably priced, is only available while stocks last. You can hear the cogs in my brain. I know they're a bit worn out. The paper pumpkin kit is beautiful. It's called Box of Sunshine and there's a reason for it. So this one was designed by Shelley, who's the CEO of Stampin' Up! And she wanted it all bright and sunshiny and cheerful, and she's certainly got that. It's beautiful. And the idea is, there's an idea behind it. The idea is that you make up the cards using the kit and the little stamp set and all the goodies inside, and then you're left with a beautiful box. And the idea is that you send that box on to somebody then, full of yellow items like little yellow sweets or, I don't know, anything yellow that you can find that you'd like to send on, and have like a little care box or a friendship box to cheer someone's day up. And that is the Box of Sunshine. So it's a double whammy. You get this beautiful little card kit to use at a really good price with everything you need in it, including the stamps and the adhesive and everything. And then you get to send it on to someone. So I have ordered mine. The only thing is, it took me about a week or so to get around to ordering it because I was just, I don't know why. It was on my list and for some reason it took me that long. This is empty, that glue. I can feel it is. Let's grab another one. And so, you know what it's like though, when you get your order done, even though it's taken you like a week or two or whatever it is to decide to order it, you order it and then all of a sudden it's like, I want it now. Why hasn't it come already? I've only just ordered it, literally. Why are we like that? So I'm very excited for my paper pumpkin. Yes. So I'll pop that down onto my Cajun Craze card layer. Such a simple card. Coffee and cards are always like sort of a 1 or 2 layer card, but quite simple with not too much technique or complicated. Something we can all do, especially if we don't have lots of different tools and supplies and complicated techniques. So I try to keep it like that, although I do get a bit carried away and use the die occasionally. It's very warm in my craft room. I shut the window so you didn't get any noise. It suddenly got very close. Is it warm with you guys? So I just put my layers together. I've got my heart is grateful for you. That's going to go on there. And I've got all my lovely things here. I've got a bit of linen twine. And I'm going to use one of these, maybe 2. But I'll get one out for now. These lovely acorns, trinkets. They're so pretty. Let's grab some dimensional foam pads and a quick drink. Yes, you can probably hear the cogs in my brain going round, but actually my brain does feel a little bit easier this week. I'm off. I'm on annual leave from work, which is lovely. So I'm just concentrating on my Stampin' Up. Love it. It's all good. So I'm going to put 4 on there. Go a bit mad. I might actually space them out a bit better because I don't want it all on the ribbon, because otherwise it won't stick very well. Or I just add another one instead of peeling it off. So maybe less on there, but nearer the edge. That's going to be on the ribbon. Let's do that one there. That should do it. Just peel the backing off. Do you guys find that these get everywhere? Whew, it's a bit warm. So we did a lovely walk the other day on the weekend. What have you guys been up to? Right, so I'm just going to pop that straight down like that. I'm just checking my feed to make sure I haven't missed anything there. You have dimensional backings all over the house. Kathy, I completely relate. I do as well. Especially if I go somewhere like the bathroom. I come out of the bathroom, I look down and it must have fallen out of a piece of clothing or something like that. She's like, what? Where from? Just where from? So I'm going to put a bit of this in here. It's a bit of linen thread. And I'm going to work out how I'm going to tie this on here with a bow, I think, and then just stick it down. It's beautiful, isn't it? I don't know whether to let it dangle or just with a bow. Let's see how a bow works. I'm at the end of my linen thread, so I don't want to waste it because I need to order some more. Right. So any of you got any bonus days vouchers left? Don't forget to use them. If you made an order, oh, Lucy, use them. There's tons in there. There's so many. I don't even know how many you get. There's 20, but they're very heavy. You'd hoard them like a squirrel. I'll help you use them. Oh, they're so beautiful. Oh, I really like that. I think I need a glue dot to hold them on. That's quite a big glue dot. I know I've got some more somewhere. I seem to be moving around my craft room somehow. I'm not sure how that is. Really. Can't find them. I do have some weenie ones that came in a card kit. Our card kits come with these tiny little glue dots, as well as dimensionals. I actually really like these tiny glue dots. They seem to stick really well and do the thing that they're meant to do. I was quite surprised because they just look so little and inconsequential, if you like. Oh, they're so nice. I know what you mean. I tend to hoard things that I love. Wow. I used to. I don't do it so much anymore. The reason is I used to have a habit of hoarding pattern papers years ago. My scrapbooking thing, I would buy and then I got to buying a piece that I absolutely loved, and I'd use it, but I'd buy two so I could just hoard one, which is ridiculous, but you know, you probably relate. And then, you know what, you go back to your stash, your beautiful box of pattern papers, like 5 or 10 years later, and it's just not the same. They age, they date. All the trends are different. They just don't hold the same appeal. And I think, well, that's such a shame. I hoarded it and I should have really used it. It's a funny thing. So now I just use it, and I always think something's beautiful if you can see it, but it's not beautiful if it's in a drawer. That's my excuse. Oh, and my other excuse is if I use it, it gives me more reason to get some more, or a new thing. So the problem with pattern papers is we love them all, don't we? And we want them, but then, you know, sort of in the next season, there'll be another beautiful set of pattern papers, and I don't feel like I can keep buying them unless I use them. So I try and use them in my projects as much as I can. So I'm just going to pop these around here and make a little pattern with these pretty leaves. See how we get on here. And all I'm doing is placing them down and deciding what I want. And then once I've decided where they should go, I will glue them down. Yeah, I'm much better at that than I used to be. Come on. The other thing is, being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, now I do it for the business. I can get all the discount, which makes it fabulous. I think I will decide this one to go here. And then I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to go for it, because otherwise we'll be there all day, won't we? Right, where's my glue? Here we go. I'm going to sit down. I normally stand up, so I'm just going to sit down so I can get a little bit nearer and do my placement. Just put a tiny bit of glue on the back. You just need the smallest, and where you have a dimensional, go around that. Just pop it on, however is most pleasing. The only thing is, don't overthink it, because it doesn't matter. It will look lovely. There's me overthinking it. So yeah, I have a couple of friends I could send this card to. Got one in my mind I'm going to send it to, and then I might just, the one I make next in a minute, I'm going to send the other one to. And then we've got some down here. And you can always cut some more out if you haven't got enough. Oh, I still got the post-it note on there. I don't think that matters. And this one. I'll take that off though. I can't. Stuck. Oh my lord. I'll put that one here. I like the metallic on the print because it kind of makes it pop a little bit. That one, have I stuck that down? No. Oh, it's stuck on that. It was stuck, but not properly. It was stuck on the dimensional underneath. So, I would definitely use them. And then you've got a good excuse to get some different ones when the next things come out if you've used them all. Yeah, and this one is going to go up here. And I might pop that on a weeny tiny dimensional. Here we go. Where are the weeny ones? Have I put them away? No, I haven't put them away. Here's some tiny ones. Let's use a little one. Oh, stuck to me though. The tiny small dimensionals, you get the same amount of dimensional for your money. You just get more, if that makes sense, more small ones. And they're perfect for these tiny things. You don't have to cut up the other ones. Oh, I like that. Let's get it a bit closer so you can see what we've done. My heart is grateful for you. That's so pretty, isn't it? I love that. I really like that. Okay, so that's our first card. I hope you like it too. Let's move that out of the way. Oops. And I will just move the ribbon. Pop that back there. And the other one, because I find that I'm crafting away and then I go to do my second card and I haven't put things back where I got them and then I can't find anything to show you what I'm doing. So I need to be more organised. That's my aim. Okay. Oh, you like that? I love that. Do you know what? That would look nice on a scrapbook page and all these little leaves would, wouldn't they? So beautiful. And so you can put inside anything you like. I might actually stamp this "Life is Better with You" inside because I think that would be nice. Let's use the same ink. And I might stamp a couple of little leaves in there. Life is better with you. Straight would be good. Life is better with you. And then I've got, yeah, I'll just do a couple of these at the top in the different colours. So I've got the maple. And then I'll do it in mint. Give that one a clean. I've got my little chamois just out of sight. Oh yeah. Happiness. Doesn't take much to please me. Oops, sorry, I'm making a noise. Oh, I'm glad you like it, ladies. I love this set. This is going to be used a lot for lots of different projects I can see. So hopefully I'll bring you lots of ideas for it. These would go with a hedgehog, wouldn't they? There we go. Life is better with you. And then you can write in that. I know, I love it. This bundle, I absolutely love it. As soon as I actually got it all together, And I was looking at it, I could just see so many different projects I could make with it. But these acorns are so cute. Yeah, the green ink. Oh, that's mint macaron to go. It's an old style ink pad, but it goes with the DSP Kathy. So we've got Cajun Craze, mint macaron, and early espresso. Right, okay. But I've used cinnamon cider because I can't find my Cajun Craze ink pad. Where is that? Okay, so I'm going to pop that to the side and we're going to crack on with another one. But I won't keep you here all day because it's... Oh, I've been talking ages. So sorry. So same colour palette with the same suite of papers. Beautiful. And I've got this one. Isn't that gorgeous? Love that. Love it. The other side of that is this beautiful foiled one with the mint and the gold foiling. So I'm just going to make a similar type of card, but I'm going to use a little bit more stamping this time. So the same size layers that I used last time. I've just added one extra layer on there. So 10.5 by 14.9, 10 by 14.3, 9.5 by 13.8, 9 by 13.3. So just 0.5 centimetre off. That first one sounds confusing because it's 10.5 by 14.9 and then 10 by 14.3. So you can make it by 14.4. It doesn't really matter. I just find it that 1 millimetre just pleases me. So there you go. So those are the layers that we're going to use. Right, and then I've got my scrap of card, very vanilla again, to match the background of the designer series paper. And I am going back again in with this Life is Better With You stamp from the same set. You could put thank you, you could put, there's some lovely sentiments in there. Hey there, thank you. My heart is grateful for you, life is better with you, and have a beautiful day. So, right, okay. We are going for Life is Better With You. And I'm going to stamp it out in a nice dark colour. I've gone for the early espresso. Very dark brown. Just got my thumb in it. Okay. There we go. Here we go. Life is Better With You. I'm doing it in the middle a bit because I'm going to cut it out into a rectangle. So no fancy punch, you can just cut it out as is. As long as you've got a good trimmer, you can pretty much do anything you want. Right, so I'm going to trim it. And all I'm going to do is, I'm not measuring it, I'm just going to trim it. So if I bring it up this way and I leave a decent sized border on it, because I want a little bit of stamping on it. I can judge it after I've done it. Let's move those bits. And then I'm just going to make it even by eye. You can always measure and take the nearest sort of round number and make it right, and then you'll know what your sentiment panel needs to be. Life is better with you. Just take a tiny bit off the bottom of there. Life is better with you. I can tell you exactly how much that measures. That is 6.2 centimetres by 2.4, but you know, just do it by eye. It's just as good. So Life is Better With You. I'm going to bring in a little bit of scrappy paper because I'm going to do some stamping. Stamp off the side. Right, now this is the fun part. So I am going to go in with this stamp. There's lots of leaves and ferns and the acorns and everything else. There's even pine cones. You can fill them in. There's all of these. And I'm just going to bring some of these leaves in with the stamping. So if you buy the stamp set and the punches together, buy them as a bundle. So buy them with that one item number and you'll save 10%. Okay, right, so I'm just going to put a little bit of stamping off the side, bit of leaf, And then we're going to put some different colour leaves in like that. Give that a clean. We'll go for the early espresso as well. Oops, I think I just popped that out there. Use another one of the leaves. Sorry about me leaning forwards. Just going to highlight a little bit of that early espresso ink there. Oh, I just made a smudge on it. Look at that. Not happy with that. I'm going to have to redo it. Oh, how annoying is that? Who's annoyed by that? Me. Right, let's try that again. Life is better with you. It was right in the middle, so I couldn't really cover it up with anything. So let's just turn it over. You know what? Every piece of cardstock has two sides. Like that. Right, so let's finish what I was doing with this one. And then I didn't do a very good job, but that'll be okay. Oh, look. Is it on my hand or something? It's on me. Right, I'm doing this again. Not happy. I think it's on my finger. I think I had it on me. Look. Silly. Silly, silly, silly Billy. Right, let's try one last time. And if this is no good, we will leave it as it is. Because you know what? It's handmade. And I think I'm going to stamp before I cut it out for speed. I feel the need for speed. There, it's happened again. Where's it? Oh, it's coming off the edge of my ink pad, I think. Off the edge of my stamp block. I think it's, I have the wrong size stamp block, but we can cover that up. Like so. There's always a way. Right, one more time. And let's not get that ink block on it this time. There we go, there's that one. We're going to go back in. Let's get rid of that ink that I seem to be getting everywhere. With a mint. You can take more time than me, because if I rush, I just end up splodging it everywhere. Right, let's bring the mint into this. And then half it's going to get cut off anyway. I think I'm going to use the cinnamon cider last. And just finish off our stamping. I think I'll use that big leaf that we used for the with the mint. Let's see how that looks, shall we? Yeah, I think that's going to be okay. Not sure how much of it will show when I've chopped it up even. Right, okay, that's that done. Let's cut it up, shall we? See what it looks like. Are you still there? Have I lost you all yet? I have a bin right next to me. Life is better with you. That's quite big, but let's have a look. Oh yeah, I think we're going to do it like that, because we're going to put the ribbon on that in the same way as we did the last one, I think. And then that will make that top a little bit. Yep. You know what? I decided what I was doing and now I'm changing my mind. Yeah, I think it's going to go like that. So very similar. I obviously like this layout today. Bless you. Thank you, Sylvia, I'm sure. Whatever time is it? It must be late, is it? Thank you so much. I'm almost done, so tomorrow you won't have much to catch up with. I'm just going to assemble it now, to be fair. And I hope you sleep really well, my lovely. Thank you for joining us. Right, life is better with you. I'm going to pop that one on there like that. It's going to go on there like that. And then we're going to, I think we'll have it that side, and then we're going to put some dimensionals on it. There we go. So just working out where they need to go so they don't all stick on the ribbon and they need to actually stick on the card. Nearly 11 o'clock at night. I'm not surprised you're tired, my lovely. Thanks for joining us. Lovely to see you here. Hope to see you again soon. Right, let's pop that to the side. Life is better with you. I think this would look nice with some gold embossing, wouldn't it? It would. I'm sure it would. Now, I'm not sure about this. This is an idea, but I think it might not work with the... I'm not sure if the ribbon will tie in a bow for me, or if it needs to be up the top. Right, so where's that twine? Here it is. Baker's twine, acorn. Let's pop that one in there. I'm going to tie this on here. That's the idea we're going to try. Wish me luck here. Right, so just tying a little bow over the ribbon, and then I'm going to tie a ribbon bow. Let's cut that off because that's still attached. Take that one out of the picture so we can see what we're doing. I need to tie this into a bow. Let's bring it along a bit. I don't need that much. It's very firm and keeps its shape really well. This metallic ribbon is really lovely. Love this. Oh yeah, look, you can get a really nice neat bow out of that. Not sure about what I've done there underneath, but that bow works very well. Oh, I'm just so hot. Don't think that's helping. Right, let's take that one out. I'm going to put this one on. I think I need my lunch. I think that's what the problem is. Right, let's take this one off. Those ends are too long. Trim the ends. That's going to go on there, and I'm going to tie that on afterwards. So let's grab one of those little glue dots, because that kind of worked really well with the other one. You can use any glue dot that you have. My little ones are on the other side of my desk, so I'll just use these ones that came with a kit. Did that stick on there? No. Still stuck on there. There we are. Sticking everywhere except for where I want it to go. Life is better with you. And then I've got to work out what I'm doing with this little acorn. And what I want is it to dangle down. Like that. So I think I'm going to tie a knot. And it needs to be anchored because it's quite heavy. I don't want it to come off. We're getting there. So tie a little knot. Ooh. Here we go. We're getting there. That's it. Right, let's chop off these ends. And then pull them tight. And then I can actually thread it around the back of the... There. That's where I want it to be. That's so much better. There we go. That's what I wanted. 3 dangles. Lovely. Right, let's glue it all together. I like to glue my ribbon onto the back of my card with washi tape. I just find it's a really simple way of doing it, and it works. Either that or the seal works really well. The seal adhesive tape runner. Right, so that's like that. You're going to stick on there. I might put another little glue dot underneath him. I think that would be a good idea. Are you still with me? I've been faffing around, haven't I? My tummy's rumbling. Lunchtime. So pretty. These papers are absolutely gorgeous. Aw, thanks, Joe. Thanks, guys, for still being patient. On it goes. Life is better with you. I love it. Now, I did smooth that and that out. I did. Oh, I do have one of those left. But I don't think I'll eat. Actually, they would look nice under there. I might do that. I'll just cut a couple of those out. I did have one that I'd stamped because I wanted to show you what they looked like. So the leaves, there's all the leaves that you can stamp out as well. They're not just in the papers. You stamp the images and punch them out too. So you can stamp them like this, punch them out. Just if you do it at the right angle, that would help. So the leaves, you can pop them in there like that, and then you can use some of the ones you've already punched out from the paper, or you can punch them out from this paper as well. So I'm just going to stamp another one, I think, in a different colour. I think the oak leaf. I love a new stamp. A new stamp is lovely, isn't it? When you peel them off for the first time. And these little blocks, these little tiny, I think these are A. It tells you on the side of the blocks. This one is A, and it's the smallest block, and it fits perfectly these tiny stamps, so you don't make a mess like I made earlier when I had a wrong size block and got all the ink on the back of the block. There we are. Don't know which way up that actually stamps, but that's fine. Punches, but that'll do. I'm sure it'll punch out. Right, here we go. And then I'm going to pop those in just to finish it off. There we are. You can use the ones that have fallen from your front yard. Oh, oh my word. That'll be funny. All right, they can go in there. Life is better with you. And I'm just going to pop a tiny bit of glue. I'm not going to put any more dimensionals behind it. If I want to put it in the post, I don't want it too fat. I put a bit too much glue on that one, but that's fine. I'm going to tuck it behind the ribbon and behind the panel. And this one, whoops. Tucking it. Hi, Helen. Tucking it down. Like that. And then the last one, I might put one dimensional on there. What do you think? A tiny one? Because this is raised, so it's not adding any more height than we've already got. Just a tiny sticky foam pad. Hey, Kathy. Right, let's pop that in there. Oh yeah, there we are, we're done. Let's get that little glue dot to make sure that stays where it's meant to go. Actually, it's nice if it moves around a bit. Right, one tiny glue dot going on the back of here. Hopefully stick the side of the ribbon down a little bit. There, all done. Love that. Really pleased. Life is better with you. Get that bit out of the way. Life is better with you. There we are, all done. And then you can put what you like inside. Anything you like. So we've got, my heart is grateful for you. There we go. There we go. All done. I hope you like them. I hope you love seeing this sweet in action. I love it. I can see me using tons and tons of it and using it for loads of projects. Loads of projects all year round. I like the backs of the papers as well. So pretty. So that's some simple cards that you can use. You can make using the papers and the stamps and punch combo and the little embellishments that you can get with it. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you, ladies. I hope I've inspired you to do some crafting. Let me know if I have, or if you've got any on the go. I would love to see it. Pop it in our group. Pop it in the VIP group, because you can post in there, and I love to see what you've made. Thank you so much for joining me today. You can find any of the products that I've used over on my Inkstampshare.ink, I-N-K, that is, website. It's all on there. Don't forget to use the hostess code. Thank you, guys. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you Thursday evening for a bit more fun. Anyway, take care now. Enjoy. Bye.